Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly Tall Talk. My name is Corey, and I am here live in person with my favorite crew, some of my best friends in the whole world. How is everybody doing today?
Great.
Yes.
I'd like to say that I'm very excited to do this very first live YouTube screening.
Yeah. We're happy to have you here, Tyler.
It's a different experience. Yeah, I'm Tyler, by the way.
sure.
Sorry.
We had those jitters, it's all good.
Yeah, my day's been good. I got off of work early. That doesn't happen way too often. So I'm ready to get into it, and I'm excited, to be honest.
That's good.
Cale, you look cheerful over there. How you doing?
I'm very cheerful. This is awesome. This is something new for us. I mean, we haven't been in the game that long, but this is definitely a new experience for us, and at full strength right now.
Yeah.
Very excited to see how it goes. Hopefully people enjoy. I'm having a good time so far. So hey,
Likewise.
we'll take it. I actually went out with some coworkers tonight, which never happens, which is cool to help for them passing probation for us. So it was kind of like a delayed celebration thing. Yeah. So it was cool. It was kind of a spur of the moment, very last minute thing, but it worked out. And now I'm here with my favorite coworkers.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Damn, I'm good.
That was great.
What about you, Xavier? How are you doing, dude?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Yeah, this is awesome. I've never done anything like this before, so this is cool doing this with you guys. I had a pretty uneventful day, but it was good. Hey. No drama is good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No news is good news.
You're here, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. So
you saved up all your drama for right now.
All of the rage from the work week is going to come out in this one.
Yeah.
No, great. I love it. I'm glad that you guys are all here. For those of you who haven't listened to an episode, or if this is your first episode, I'd like to tell you a little bit of a breakdown. Usually we start off with a short story, or we ask a would you rather that sets up the topic for the episode. And our topic today is on the idea of social media. So yeah, I hope you guys are ready. We don't have a short story for today, so we're just going to get right into the would you rather and go from there. You guys ready?
Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Let's ride.
Okay. So, would you rather get paid a lot of money to put out misinformation under your real name on social media, or be popular on social media without ever being able to make money off of it? And let's see, Cale, I think we're going to throw you in the hot seat today, man. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
Very nice.
I'm ready to spread the falsehoods.
Okay.
Right away.
I'm thinking of it more along the lines of white lies.
Okay. Nothing too serious.
So, take that as you will, but I'm all about that cheddar. What kind of figures am I looking at?
Okay, so I'm going to say if you're doing just social media, let's say you make $1 million a month doing podcasting. And taking pictures of yourself and doing influencer shit, where you're putting out words of wisdom every week or something.
That's like a no-brainer. Yeah. Look at him.
That's right. The second you said $1 million, I didn't hear anything.
Yep, it just went out.
$1 million a month, bruh. I'm in, and you guys are going to be in too.
This is based off of a real person's salary, by the way. I looked it up just for reference.
No way.
Swear to God.
Wow.
Lying pays.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Oh. Have you been here the past 7 years?
Yeah, it's nothing but that. Oh, for sure. I'm doing that. That kind of money. I'm taking all the bullets and I'm helping out all my bros. Everyone I can help with that kind of cash. I'm hooking everybody up. I don't care what people do to me.
Wow.
So
the professional
generous.
liar.
The professional exactly the professional liar, the relationship ruiner, the falsehood spreader.
The falsehood spreader paid it forward.
Yeah. Exactly. And you guys would be guilty by association more than likely.
Sure, I'm just accepting your money.
Hey, I'm not going to be doing my podcast by myself.
You're
I'm just not sharing the money with you guys.
That's always a catch.
I'll pay for everything else, but I'm not getting you paid. I'll pay for your stuff, but I'm not giving you money directly.
Wait, what?
So you'll buy.
So you want a car. You say, all right. and I pay for the car, right? But I'm not putting anything into your accounts. I'm holding all the power.
You just want to be in
So
control.
you're going to be our pimp.
I prefer Sugar Father, but
Sugar Father. That's a new one.
Sugar Father.
that is a new one.
We call him the Sweet Papa.
Oh, Sweet Papa. That's even better. That's the name of the podcast.
Sweet Papa.
Sweet Papa.
Sweet Papa. Sweet Papa.
Here we are on a Sweet Papa Miller.
Exactly.
Go into it.
I want to be honest with you. No.
Sweet Papa sale.
Sweet Papa sale. Damn. This is literally like another Brown.
What about you, Xavier? Would you want to be popular on social media or never make it? No. You want the money?
You want to say, my boy? That's my boy.
Yeah, I'll take the money. I don't want to be popular. I can turn around and invest that money. Invest it in stuff.
Yeah,
give it to charity.
You're
good organizations.
You're lying to people for money, though.
That'd be really funny.
Give it
You're
to
just
the
like
people.
the ultimate philanthropist off of like hurting everyone just to give it back. Very nice. The cycle of life.
Hey. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. The money part, but
That'll do it.
The lying.
misinformation, lying to
Hatred.
people and stuff, that'd be kind of hard.
The comments.
That'd be killing
Yeah.
But
We
we
have
could
to do it like every day.
every day.
make up like ridiculous lies, couldn't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's your.
Yeah. I mean, it's your show. Whatever. Whatever conspiracy theories or bullshit you want to peddle.
I'm in.
You have to lie, and it's probably going to be destructive because
probably
that's how
will.
lying works.
That is how lying works. Someone's going down for this, but it's not us. A million each,
People will
Xavier.
believe it because there's going to be, there's always going to be somebody that's going to believe that or whatever you're spewing or touting. Like you may strike a chord with some people, and like, oh yeah, that guy makes sense, and you're just talking out your butt.
Yeah, just complete nonsense. We've just gone down the rabbit hole.
Well, but I would feel like the money would be nice because then I want to set everybody up to be successful. But then I also would definitely want to give some of that money back into society and help out. Even though I'm a liar, people probably will hate me and like try to cancel me or something.
Donate anonymously.
Donate anonymously.
Yeah, it's really quite the duality that both you and Cale are trying to create. Yeah, I will absolutely destroy your family for money, but I'll decide who gets a little bit of that money back at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So Xavier,
I would try to be generous. Yeah.
I was going to say, is it safe to say that you would feel like $1 million?
In the beginning, probably.
Then that starts to dwindle off. All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
That first check, nothing hits like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoa. Buy everything I want.
Just imagine like being in a position to like whatever you want. You like within reason, but like within 6 months, you would be able to get anything you want. And all you have to do is lie.
$6 million? Of course.
All you have to do is lie.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
All right, well, I need to hear somebody with a voice of reason. Tyler,
yes,
Tyler. Yeah, let's see what
Finally.
you gotta say about
Finally.
this.
Good guy.
Are you going down
Sadly,
the
no, I'm just
misinformation
kidding.
rabbit hole?
I'm gonna, you know me already. I'm gonna be the opposite.
Yes.
I'm gonna be on social media but never make any money from it. I might be, not the richest or just regular, but I'll be telling the truth, unlike these two over here. Yeah.
What?
I'll be spreading
Don't take the low road.
right stuff,
Take the high road.
the
Yeah.
positivity. I feel like if I could just be real and not beat around the bush and give people information that is credible, that'd be good enough for me. Like personally, like myself, if I can feel like that goodness of giving out something that's true, then that's all that matters to me.
No, it's the money.
Well, I mean, $1 million, $1 billion or $1 million?
There we go.
Million.
No, $1 million. $1 million.
Just $1 million. Yeah.
$1 million.
I mean, just $1 million.
Just
Well,
$1 million.
that's just what
Just $1 million?
that's just what you make from the podcast. That's not saying what you make from the merch and the talks and wherever else you want to go.
I like it.
Yeah. So you want to be the voice of reason? What would your voice of reason be online? Would you just be you? Would you even adopt a persona?
Yeah, that's a good question, Corey. I don't know. And it really depends, like, in the situation I am in. Like, what would I talk about? Like, that's...
Can you and I get really buff doing steroids and then claim it was an all vegan diet? We'll be the vegan kings.
Vegan kings. I like it.
I mean, not now because you told it to the world.
Damn it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because now you'd be the misinformation
Wait, no.
group.
We'll be open about it, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
See, you guys
case.
don't need to do any lying. You can tell it's straight shooter. Xavier and I, this is the lies that we're telling, that the vegan diet will do this for you for Swole Patrol. These are the lies that we spread.
There we go.
Full circle. It's a partnership. Tyler gets to stay on his high horse. Xavier and I are in our $1 million
I like this.
sewer manners.
I like that you're helping us. This is, thank you, Cale.
I'm just trying to look out for you, bro.
Everybody gets to feign ignorance
Everyone
under
wins
Cale's network.
somehow.
Yeah. Everyone wins.
Yeah,
It's plausible deniability.
Yeah, even though $1 million, that's kind of like hard to pass up.
A month.
A month,
Dude.
A month.
You'd be set.
You
Forever.
and your family would own, like, after 1 month of doing this, you could quit your job for several years.
Yeah, you could disappear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically. But no, it's not worth it. All the hate.
No.
See, this is the point of Tyler. Besides reason or what anyone else would want, the sheer fact that he would have to agree with me on anything is what pushes him the other way.
100%.
That's fair.
This dynamic is very, very true. I love him, but he cannot agree with me on not one thing.
I don't know if I could deal with all of the comments of hate. Like, if people found out that you were not true to what you were saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could handle all that.
Well,
like, every single day, you just have your emails will just be full of like hate and.
I think at that point, like, you just have to get staff to handle communications for you.
Yeah.
That's
Just
true.
completely ignore that. Swim in your Scrooge McDuck pool with all your Benjamins. You'll forget all
You
about
wouldn't
that.
like Corey.
You'll forget.
Oh, no.
You won't have to see it.
Yeah, don't even see it. Block it out. I want blinders on. I don't want to
You
hear it.
got
I don't want to see it.
gold
But
blinders
you,
on.
Xavier,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Cale, you guys wouldn't, like, in the back of your mind feel guilty that you're actually doing this?
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, it
We
would,
just
it would
okay
eat me
with it.
alive until I eventually just do something terrible. But in the meantime, what would keep me going forward would be like hooking up everybody else that I care about.
It kind of balances it out,
And
right?
like Xavier said, trying to help, in some way. We would have to donate anonymously because everybody would be like, get out.
Yeah, we don't want your money.
But yeah, we don't want your money, your drug money. And we're like, we don't do that. Just like, I'm surprised.
I'm just saying
Very,
dangerous things
very
on the
interesting.
internet. Come on.
Guys.
Just saying really harmful shit.
Yeah, all I'm saying is stuff that would just, cripple
Get 'em
us
Right?
in any way. But I mean, you have to listen. You have to decide if I'm lying. It's not on us.
That's true.
We're
It's not
just
on me.
asking questions.
Yeah, I'm just saying stuff. It's up to the listener to do your own due
You
diligence,
sought out
to
our
figure it
help.
out.
Okay.
Right.
Do your own
Cover
research.
your ass.
Yeah, do your own research.
Yo, be
we
a free
didn't.
thinker.
All right. What I really want to know, though, is Corey's opinion on this. I want to see his
Here we
take.
go.
Is he going to side with
All
me?
right,
Or the,
Nah, you know where I'm going to go. I'm going to take the
There
money.
it is.
Come on.
Ah,
I'm
show me
selling
the
out
money.
the moment I can. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's out.
What heinous shit do you want me to say? I'll say it right now.
Here, perfect. James, pay the fee, $1 million.
Damn, chat, let us know.
Yeah, chat, let us know what false information you want Corey to
gotta
spread.
donate first. No, I mean, listen, I don't want to lie to people, but if the incentive is $1 million a month, I will 100% do that. Like,
It's a lot of doll hairs.
yeah.
Dude, I
There's
will
a lot
do
you can
whatever.
And the thing, like, I don't,
$1 a month.
like, Cale, you and Xavier said, like, yeah, we'll probably give some to charity, but like, at the end of the day, like, why?
That's true. If they're not going to willingly accept it, why? Oh, fine.
Well, not even
You
willingly.
explain
Like,
that.
I think there's better ways to like spend your money, and if you're getting $1 million a month and you're knowingly misinforming people, like, there's got to be something else that's a motivator. And I don't think giving away the money that I'm making would be that motivator.
It'd be totally up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, you'd set up family, set up friends and stuff,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I mean, how far is that going to go? How after the first initial, I'm going to spend my money this way, where do you go from there? Do you keep giving friends and family money?
I'd hook you guys up. Yeah. It's like a stipend.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, so every month I'm making $1 million. I just say, hey guys, chill out for like 3 months. I'll give you a 250,000 each. Leave me alone.
I think people would eventually like expect it. If you're doing this and they know that you're making this kind of money, they would probably like expect it every month. I think it'd be kind of
overwhelming.
overwhelming.
You got people coming to leech off you.
Oh.
Yep. And now that's when you pull the plug when it's most critical.
You're out.
Oh no! Now you want to be here. Oh, now
you're my friend. Now you're my close bro. Okay. Yeah. That's when you.
I saw you like that Instagram post calling me out. I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw it.
Damn. Well, speaking of seeing things, we hope that you see these ads. Wait, you can't see these ads because you're listening to this show.
Damn.
Oh,
got us.
Hello there. My name is Cale Miller, creator and host of the Weekly Tall Talk. I would like to say thank you for listening to today's episode. If you like what you've been hearing, we would love to know what you think. After the episode, don't forget to leave a comment or reach out to us on our socials, where you can find us at the Weekly Tall Talk. We're excited to say that we're working on a couple other awesome projects for this year. If you would like to know more about that, or to find out what else we've been working on, we have a Patreon and Discord that you can subscribe to, where we can be found at Tall Tale Network. If you have any other questions or ideas of what you'd like us to discuss on the show, please email us at talltalenetwork@gmail.com.
Well, thanks for listening to those ads. I hope you had fun.
Yeah,
we
did. Thank you.
It's true. All right, I got another couple questions for you guys.
Okay.
Do you think it's possible to become famous or successful now without a strong social media presence? What do you think? Tyler.
Ooh, hot seat. Gotta love it.
Yeah, let's go.
The way that social media has blown up through the years, I think that's basically the only way to go, besides because the news doesn't really, I mean, some stuff, but personal, I think, social media is, you have to have.
Seems like that's what a lot of people are trying to do and find talent that way.
Right.
Because getting the word out there now on social media has never been like faster. I mean,
right.
Yeah. It's immediate.
Immediate. Give me a second.
What do you think the hurdles are, though, of like, if you're trying to become famous and you don't want to go the social media route? Like, what do you think? How would you do that? Like, outside of just being related to somebody famous?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You know, how do you quote unquote self-made?
How do you promote yourself
How are you
without
self-made?
social media?
There you
go.
It's kind of hard these
Hey,
days.
that's a good argument.
Shoot. I want to say radio, but a lot of people.
I'm on the radio.
Sure.
Yeah. You'd have to find a way into it.
Yeah.
Right. You'd have to build yourself up that way.
But like the thing is, it's strange. I don't really like listen to radio anymore. Now that we have like Spotify and iTunes, like when's the last time you guys listened to the actual radio? I mean, me personally, I haven't.
I don't.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
for the
listening on my
Laker
phone.
game.
Yeah. Do you listen to
I only listen to podcasts.
Yeah. But
Just the Weekly Tall Talk, actually.
like to get in your car and turn on the radio, this like doesn't seem like the norm anymore. We like just
No, exactly. You need your Bluetooth to connect, and then forget that the speakers are all the way up, and give myself a heart attack every day at 4:30 in the morning, and get on my way.
There you go. Hey, you wake yourself up, dude.
Yeah.
I was trying to think.
Yeah, go for it, Cale. What do you think?
I was trying to think, because Tyler's going down the music route. I'm trying to think, like, underground bands, right? say like, it's just all word of mouth and it's this and that, but it takes one person to pull out their phone, record you, and then them upload it, and then it just catches fire. So even if you weren't necessarily looking for it, I think that's just such a daily part of people's lives now that like, even if you're not intent on doing that, somebody could be recording you and upload it. And then out of nowhere, they're like, who is this person? What is this? And then even in small doses, or it goes like super viral. And even like you said, news, if we don't watch news, right? News, social media puts the clips of their news show or the story that they're talking about. So even news is, the biggest form of media, but it's put out even on social media, even in just snippets.
Well, and this is such a digression, but I just want to touch on like what you're saying for 1 second, which is I don't like that it has become a thing in the news now where it's like 1 or 2 paragraphs describing an incident. And then the rest is look at what Twitter said about this. Yeah. And then it's just like nobody's from Twitter commenting like, wow, this is so messed up. Right. And like, I've read so many articles like that. I don't know. Anyways, digression over. I just wanted to get that out there.
No, I can totally see that because you'll get an update. Let's say I'm into basketball. I'm watching the NBA, whatever. It says almost every other one of their notifications from like a huge like app like Bleacher Report or something like that is, see what Twitter's saying about this. And it's just random ass people. Yeah. Why do I care? Unless it's Lester.
There you go. That's true.
But other than that, like you said, that's an interesting point because I hadn't really thought about it too much, but it's always like, Twitter set ablaze with blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
and
why? Yeah, exactly. And I don't know these people. Like, even if I did, like, it's their opinion versus like what you think about a situation. I mean, I don't know necessarily why that's drawn attention to, but I think the point I was taking this 10-mile hike to get to was even if you didn't want to, like specifically go the social media route, I think for notoriety, I think it's going to happen. Either way.
You think it's just inevitable?
I do at this point, Mr. Anderson. It's just I don't know, because how do you get word out without it now? I mean, my brain's not working to where I'm like, what else would I do?
Well, you'd have to go old school, right? Like look through like local newspaper clippings and see like how to put yourself out there in shows and advertisement. Yeah, like Tyler was saying.
You take like a
get
giant
yourself
stack
into the entertainment business.
Wow. I'm just seeing like a mini montage of us running the streets with like a bunch of like staplers and just stapling stuff everywhere.
Right. Well, and then when I was living in Portland, the big thing back there was they call them slaps, where they're stickers. They're promotional stickers, but you go around and just put them everywhere.
Just slap them on everything. People's faces, dogs, whatever.
Mostly dogs.
Yeah. Just dogs covered in stickers.
Oh yeah. What? And tattoos. That's mostly Portland. It's devastating.
Damn.
Well, what about you, Xavier? Do you think it's possible to become successful or famous without social media? Coming from a person who has mild success on social media.
Yeah.
I'm with Cale too on that. I don't think so. I think you need to have, I think it's just because of the times it is now. Like times are different now. And, social media has really opened up has really connected a lot of people. It connects a lot of people, I think, faster than any traditional sort of media sense, like newspapers and stuff. People have everything access on their phone. They see posts. They have all sorts of different accounts. They follow certain people. Right. They see things on TV. So I feel like that's the quickest way to get things out, the quickest way to get a message out. And I think that's just how the times are now. Just as technology is evolving, humans are evolving. And
if it takes less time and it's instant gratification, we're in.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of that too is instant gratification. All of us are so attached to our phones because our phones do so many different things. I mean, it's a lot of information in your hand. It's an emergency device. It's a communication device. Keep connected with friends, family.
It's your second brain.
Yeah,
it's a flashlight.
It's a flash.
It's mostly a flashlight. Yeah.
I use it the most for the flashlight. I think. If I'm gonna be honest with you.
And just recently a ruler. Can measure now.
Yeah. I mean,
You just compare. You just
Fun
put-
facts.
yeah.
Okay.
Fun facts.
Flew right past. Sorry.
I like it. I like it.
I think that's a pretty interesting thing to bring up because it kind of segues into the next question of how different would our lives have been with social media. So just as a precursor, we're all in our early 30s now. And, we grew up with the invention of the internet and got to see it rise from nothingness to dial up to high speed to what we have now.
Yeah.
And we didn't have access to being able to record things and upload them and show our friends. Like we had to buy a video camera or just tell somebody about it.
Yeah. Make a video and record it, VHS it.
Right.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah. So unless you were like carrying around a big camcorder, it wasn't likely that you would be able to record yourself. So do you think our lives growing up would have been any different?
I think if we had this technology back when we were younger, I think we'd be a more successful podcast by now. In the millions.
There we go.
Yeah,
we would have the lore already. All right,
the
Tyler.
history.
Hey,
If we were on the ground floor.
Yeah,
right.
basically.
Dang.
Do you guys think the way that we moved from dial-up to where we are now? Do you think it was a fast progression, or do you think it took a while? How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, dude.
Did it happen pretty fast?
What? Yeah, because I didn't really have great internet until now, really. But
Right.
I would say 10 years ago is when we had high speed dial up in my house.
Yeah.
And now I think I get 300 megabytes a second.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
Unfathomable amount of speed.
Seriously. When we switched from, we had AT&T, home phone and internet. And it was my speed before I switched to Spectrum. It was at 3 megabytes a second was my upload speed.
AT&T was
3. And now it's at 700 or something insane. And I remember because gaming was obviously a big part of our youth. And I would always lose connection. I would always it would be no, it was coming.
Yeah.
But speaking on that was a thought when you asked that, Corey, about our childhood. Maybe we would have been if we had social media and done this more involved in video games, because that was a huge prevalent part of our lives. I mean, it still is, but maybe we could have gotten in on the ground floor a little bit more with streaming or let's play stuff.
Let's playing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, all these other games, Gears of War. How many freaking hours did we spend on Gears of War?
Yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of that, I think maybe being younger and having access to that, we could have put out a lot more stuff in terms of video games, because we're all together anyway.
Yeah, we definitely have the experience by now. Yeah.
So you think our lives would have been mostly, for all of you, mostly different in the fact that we could have just made more things?
More content? Yeah.
I would have done it for
we have that ability now. Cale, I think you're the one who makes the most content out of all of us combined.
Right. I mean, for nothing else, I mean, in terms of our lives being different, maybe not, but we got to really live the moments. But I would have loved to have a lot of things on video of what we were doing. Maybe not the bad stuff, but a lot of memories would have been there that we have clearly, obviously forgotten about. Stuff stands out, but how many things had happened that we would find hilarious today?
Right.
If we had video of it, when I first met you, Tyler, I mean, doing jackass stuff in summer school and they're doing whatever. It's just if we recorded that stuff, do you remember this? I think in terms of that, I would have liked it more for memory wise, but I mean, it's it's organic. And I feel like we were the last part of organic growing up for teenagers, if that's kind of a weird term, but I mean, I didn't really think about having a phone. We didn't really have, Corey, you were talking about, you didn't have one until you were 18. I had the Nokia brick, the little tiny one, the gray one. So, I mean, I wasn't texting anywhere or doing anything. You only had that to if your parents called you, it's time to go or something.
Snake or what?
But we never thought about, let me film this or let's take a picture or blah, blah, blah. That was a rarity.
Yeah. Yeah, because even like taking a photo to share, like I'll take you guys way back. But like when you wanted to share photos with somebody, like you actually had to go and like take them to somebody to get them developed and printed off. And now we can just show people on our phones. Well, not now, but I mean for a while.
Right.
Yeah. And like that's changed things so significantly to where younger people growing up with social media that are, 5 years or older now understand the world through the context of social media. Like I've seen babies at Applebee's know how to navigate iPads without any help.
Right. That's insane.
I think honestly though, and this might get into a topic later of like how much it influences you to do things and kind of the feedback loop. But like, I remember Cale, you and I, like when we were in high school, like we wanted to do stunts. We wanted to do jackass stuff. And I think if we had access to a video camera that we were actively talking about buying, we would have been like one of us would have been missing an appendage.
Oh yeah. Well, I just think about the time that Xavier, you were there for this as well, but we took that shopping cart we found on Canoga when we were just randomly walking around that hill, those cul-de-sacs, and we took 8 of us jackass style, like on top of that thing, on top of the cart until we went all the way down the big hill, and there's like no way to brake, so we just hit the concrete. Everybody flew. Everybody got scraped up. Everybody was dying. And it's just like, that would have been a sick POV angle from the back, just holding on.
Slow-mo.
Yeah.
You wish somebody was recording it.
I mean, I remember the few videos that I ever had on my phone when I had like the blackjack or something. I was like, this looks amazing. And it looks like a claymation now. Yeah. But it was like one of me jumping over a fence in Mason Park and just landing on my hip and like just basically obliterating my hip and knocking the wind out of myself. So I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm like, that's and that's later in life. So if you're absolutely right, one of us would have been mangled for sure. So, I mean, maybe it was a good thing. I don't know.
Well, you know what else is a good thing? This ad break.
Hey, it's your boy Mason from Men of Misfortune here. We're a comedy podcast with 3 different segments. We cover anime/pop culture, true crime, and bizarre news, all while taking on some interviews. We drink, we smoke, and we know how to have a good time while making you feel like you're a part of the show. Find us anywhere you get your podcasts. And don't forget to check out our Patreon for bonus content. And for more updates, follow us on Instagram at Men of Misfortune. Remember, stay misfortunate and always listen to Mom. Now, back to your regularly scheduled program.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for listening to those ads again.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen in another 15 minutes, so I hope you're prepared. And we got something to fill that time.
Nice. That helps.
You know what it is, Cale?
Another
Tyler?
question.
Questions? It's more questions.
That's more questions.
That's all right.
I was like, I knew it.
I hope that was a good lead in. All right, the next question. When you portray a version of yourself online, how much does your online persona cross over into your real life? And Xavier, I want to throw this one to you just because we've been kind of talking around the point, but you don't have a social media point, really, outside of like a Facebook page.
Yeah.
That got locked like 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you see people's personas becoming more of who they are off camera? Like, I don't know how many influencers you know or people who are just kind of perpetually online. Why don't you tell us?
Yeah, I don't know many influencers, or at least I don't like follow many people. I mean, I guess the form of social media that I use the most is YouTube. I mean, I watch tons of YouTube videos, and I follow my like favorite YouTubers or whatever, subscribe to them, and like hit notifications to see like when they come up with new videos.
Oh, the weekly Tall Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Might have heard of them.
Exactly. Tuesday at 3, you say.
But yeah, I don't see, because I don't really see their personal lives.
Right.
Just because I don't have like an Instagram or Snapchat. So
Right.
yeah,
Do you think the people that you watch on YouTube are genuine? So I know like we don't watch a lot of the same stuff, but they're like, one YouTube channel I really like is Forgotten Weapons. Yeah. And I think that the person who hosts that, Ian McCollum, is exactly, there's no facade to him.
Right? He's the same, right? He's not portraying a character. That's just him.
Right. But then like you hear like, again, like Let's Players, which is another genre that I like. Like, I don't know how much of that is them being on, like when we're on for a show, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Do you think like a lot of the people that you watch are true?
I think to some regard, I think, yeah, a lot of them are true, or at least they're playing like if they're interested in talking about something that they like, but they have like a character to kind of entertain their subscribers and audience. So they portray, so they're portraying a character, or they made up someone like one channel that I watch is Administrative Results. And he always wears like a balaclava, but then he did a reveal episode where he revealed his face, took it off, and it was like a whole thing where it was himself, but you didn't know it unless you saw a picture of him beforehand. But he was going through an airport like he's a hitman to kill the guy who's in the balaclava to kill him and take over his channel. So it's it's that kind of funny stuff like that. But yeah, you know, I think most of them are genuine, or they're either just doing funny stuff, being a character online, or that's their stick, you know, kind of thing.
Right.
And it's just for entertainment purposes. But then they're, you know, they're normal selves in their normal lives, I guess. But
I think a lot of us come out in the way that we choose to entertain others, though.
Yeah.
Because like it really takes commitment to put on a persona and go online like that.
Yeah, it's something that you enjoy, or like you, they enjoy doing, and that's part of them. They like being acting or whatever, and yeah, like you said, it's part of them that's getting pushed out through their entertainment, through what they like to do and what they like to show people, and you know, it's something that I would agree with that 100%.
Okay. Well, what about you, Tyler?
A lot of it could be maybe like a lie sometimes. I mean, I get that they do it for like entertainment. People post like a lot of stuff of very positive stuff, but you don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. Not many people post that kind of stuff online, whether it might not be like,
it could be fake.
It could be,
well, because that's like a lot of like the misinformation I think that Facebook is kind of notorious for, where like you'll post something that may be more benign or potentially helpful to people that sees it. But when they investigate what the person is saying behind the scenes, then they might be unsavory.
Oh,
to beat around the bush. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, for the most part. I'm just trying to think of like a person that is like a character online, but they carry that into like their everyday life.
Yeah, their everyday lives too. Yeah, that's kind of hard to think about.
Yeah,
a lot of, like you said, a lot of people that are you're for influence. Let's say influencers, for the lack of a better term. You are your product.
Yeah,
you are what you're selling.
You're creating a brand.
You're going to stay on brand.
Yeah,
whether or not like you're into it or not, or whether you believe it or you're wholeheartedly into it.
Yeah,
you're selling yourself to be successful.
Yeah.
So like, I don't really think I would do this personally, but like my persona, or this makes sense for my brand. So I think there's maybe a struggle with that for like people like Tyler just brought up. I'm trying to think of somebody who's like a complete character, but then if you saw them in real life, that would be who they are.
Yeah, I can think of one person. I can think of one person, maybe because he's awesome. Yeah. Jack Black, for instance. I think his online presence.
That's a good one.
I think he'd be like the same in person, down to earth and all that kind of stuff.
That's
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
Somebody, I think and it's too recent to go into any sort of backstory or controversies or whatever, but Dr. Disrespect.
Oh yeah.
I think that he is an amplified version of himself when he plays video games.
Right.
Because like when he goes out, he's still wearing the wig and the mustache. So like part of it to me, like, and again, I don't know the man. I'm sure he's a wonderful guy, but like it seems like it again is just an amplified. This is who I am. It's what I find funny. It's what I enjoy doing.
His character.
Yeah, he's embraced it.
Yes.
That's his character. Dr. Disrespect is his character and built that up. And
oh yeah.
Yeah,
especially when he goes out to like
his
events.
livelihood.
And he's inspired so many people. They even dress up like him too. Like to have that amount of, that reach and,
Yeah,
it's
that
crazy.
reach to inspire other people to try to not mimic you, but do that. Like he has the Halloween thing every year, the Doctober.
I haven't heard
it's
of
just
that.
literally people that
that's
make videos like dressed as him or these things, and he does these contests. I mean, for like you said, for that persona and for him to inspire people to go to that length to even be noticed by the person, I think speaks volumes to like the product you're putting out. The strength of who you are, even as a persona, is strong enough to be like, hey, I want to support this person's livelihood. Even when I have my own life to live, I'll still donate so you can keep doing this to entertain other people. I think that's a huge thing.
And it's so odd, like to see, because like people, from my understanding, when you're on social media, typically get success from doing one or two things,
Like a niche.
and that's like, yeah, exactly. Like we all joke around and like a dude on Instagram called the Duet Boomer, who is an Australian man who eats really hot chili peppers and he says weird things. Right,
Exactly.
like, that's like, but he's not out there like doing voiceovers for video games, right? He's not out there doing other things. Like that's him. That's who he chooses
himself,
to be online. Right.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I that's a good example. Yeah, you're staying not within your means, but like he's clearly found what he wants to do, and he just doesn't go out of the box one way or the other. He's just kind of like, this is me.
Yeah, and
Which is what I enjoy, right?
And even when he's not doing those videos, he posts other stuff, and he seems really like genuine. I think I said that right. Genuine. Anyways, when he talks to
Tomato, potato, whatever.
Exactly.
I think Genuine was a rapper.
When he talks to like his audience, when he posts stuff, he seems like really like a really down to earth guy, like really cool, like. Yeah. And he's always commenting on people. Like every comment, he'll like respond, and he's really responsive to his community. Yeah. So
I like that.
Well, what about you, Cale? Do you think?
Aside from what I mentioned already, I mostly do sports videos. I do little things here and there, stupid stuff that I think of, but following more people that are like sports oriented, like even smaller creators and stuff like that, I think that is real life to an extent. So it's kind of a different like take on somebody. It's not like you trying to make somebody laugh or you trying to like bring necessarily comedy or something like that. It's kind of like take it for what it is. It's very like black and white. I feel like it's like basketball for the most part for my feed. So in terms of that, you say bringing it into your real life, like that is you competing. I mean, unless you have scripted stuff, paid actors, whatever. But I mean, in terms of that, like that is you as a person. I feel like maybe athletes or weightlifters or something like that is like the most like maybe cross like the same person of like what you perform, what you portray online and who you are as a person, like an athlete, that's your life.
The passion.
So, I mean, whether or not, exactly. The passion you have versus like comedy or like you said, a niche thing. I guess I'm kind of a niche person. So, I mean, that makes sense.
Can we kind of circle back around then to the main would you rather where Xavier, you and Cale both said that you would lie for money. So like me too.
That's right.
Just throw you guys under the bus. But like we're all kind of, I think, agreeing that like your online persona more or less is you. It's hard to create somebody that is not you or not fundamentally you.
Right.
So like, do you think you could still like, again, to like re-ask the question, could you lie for money like that? If we're all agreeing that the person we see online is more or less just an amplified version of who they already are, could you lie for money? It's getting a little sticky now, huh?
It is.
Like,
Yeah,
wait a
second.
I'm my motivation for money would have to outweigh the relationships that I have with people, which it would be very hard for me if I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not personally a people pleaser, but I don't want people to be upset.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, and if you're the cause of it, I mean, then maybe that gives you more cadence in a situation to like be okay with it versus like outside forces, like being the thing that's bothering people. If it's you, then like you can kind of own it. It would really, I'm like, maybe I'm lying to myself and saying, oh, Robin Hood ass, I'm going to help everybody else out when like, this is a strange thing for me because I'm not super money motivated.
Right.
But at the same time, like I want to be money motivated to help other people. Like I'm not materialistic. So it's very strange to me that I'm like, oh, I'll just destroy my whole sense of who I am as a person for money to help other people. But like myself, I wouldn't like care that much for the money.
So is it like a status thing? So you have.
But again, like what status are you creating when you're just lying every single day?
I'm rich, bitch. I'm rich, bitch.
I'm rich, bitch.
Rich, bitch. Rich, bitch. Rich,
Bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's perfect.
I have no better answer than that.
Yeah.
Tyler summed it up for me.
bitch.
I'm rich, bitch.
Damn.
Xavier, what are your thoughts on that? I didn't really answer the question, but I did what I could do.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you there. I think I try to please people, or at least I think I try. But I also don't like to disappoint people. I hate that the most.
Right.
And we're all human, and we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like nobody's
Except for Tyler.
He's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't say it.
You didn't have to, bud. We can see it.
Thank
We
you.
can see it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
In all honesty, like doing that is already outside of what my comfort zone is.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's way outside
Both
my
of
comfort
us
zone.
are like, yeah, we could do that, no problem. And then you really think about it, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, no.
It's a bad
honestly,
look, dude.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't do that. I mean, even if it was like, I think there would be too much of an issue.
So I got you both flip flopping, huh?
No, and just speaking like from I guess from the heart, I guess, like that the money would be amazing because then you could be comfortable.
Yeah,
Right, exactly. Of course, hypothetical.
If you could be comfortable, $1 million a month, like you wouldn't have to worry about nothing. Like, nor would
I honestly, I think I've jumped on the grenade for this one. I could hook up everybody. I mean, it's like it'd ruin your life, but like I don't know. I would feel terrible about that, but like the amount of good I would feel knowing that everybody that I love and care about is set up, I would trade that. Yeah, I can say that openly.
Here's $5,000. Can you forgive me for all the things that I've said in the past?
Yeah, exactly. Here's slap somebody with 100,000, be like, we're square, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
And then
literally
they
just
still are
making it up.
scowling at you. You just keep throwing money at them until they go away.
That reminds me, there's an incident that happened in Portland. This dude in a BMW pulled up when I was outside of college, and he parked in a parking spot. And my friend was, the guy got out of the car, and then he started to walk into a store without paying the metered parking. And my friend said, "Hey, you gotta pay at the station." And he goes, "No, the ticket is just how much it costs to park here," because money didn't matter to him.
Damn.
And I want you all to think about that during these ads.
this is Corey from the Weekly Tall Talk podcast. If you like what you've been hearing, please consider going to patreon.com/TallTaleNetwork and becoming one of our patrons. We'd really appreciate it, and you'd help us get out some content later this year. Thanks.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to those ads again.
Okay.
We don't have more ads after this, but we appreciate it. All right. We got another question for you. And this one, I don't know. It's another question. I'm going to read it. So we may call it clout chasing now, but people have been doing stupid shit forever. Are we just able to see it easier now, or do you think it's always been pretty consistent in history? Cale, let's throw it to you. Have people been doing dumber stuff now, or has it always just been there?
I think it's always been there. I think, we repeat history. We have like the same brain at some point as like more primitive people. And like throughout history, we just get like, there's just dumb things. People don't believe in stuff, or they attempt to do things that are just completely illogical. And we do that now. Yeah. Case in point was, COVID as an example, right? Like home remedies, like like just like speaking of misleading information, it's just like people just do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And you pay the price, and there's a reason they're like that thing, that 1,000 ways to die or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just usually it's like the dumbest things possible, or freak accidents. I won't diminish their brains like that, but I feel like it's just there's just been perpetual stupidity since like the beginning.
Yeah.
And I feel like, but on the other foot, I will say this, I feel like we intentionally go out of the way to be more dangerous or dumb, or do more of the jackass level stuff, or in terms of challenges, or stupid stunts for fame, or like you said, clout chasing.
The idea of fame is perpetuating people doing dumber things.
Yeah, because
recording it.
Yeah, I believe so. Because you're like, how can I push the envelope to where this will be clickbait? And then usually, what's more clickbait? Controversial stuff where there's a threat of violence, or pranks, or cops being involved, or stuff like that. I feel like a lot of clickbait goes that way. Right. And a lot more stuff of like shock and awe stuff, especially with like short form media, like let's say TikTok.
Yeah.
You have to hit like a hammer off the bat to keep people's attention, because, you're just continuously scrolling. So you need something right off the bat that's going to be like a heavy hitter. And I think a lot of that is just dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Being portrayed or being put out there, especially like the challenges, like there's the enter the random home thing we were talking about the other day. It's a good way to get blown away.
Yeah.
Just, and just, they used to do, it wasn't as extreme, but they used to be like that show. I'm forgetting the name, but they would have public cameras set up.
The Jamie Kennedy experiment.
Oh, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
But they would set up these scenarios just to see if people would interact and intervene. Like a man talking to a smaller child and asking him to come with them or whatever. And then the kid kind of resisting, and you would see if their bystanders would like intervene, or, a problem at a restaurant, if someone's choking or something like that. So that show, I'm not remember. We're going to remember after.
That was it. That was a news show.
Right.
That was akin to like 60 Seconds or something. I'm pretty sure I remember. It was because it was like a larger kind of heavy set dude, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, exactly.
And he'd go around like, yeah, okay.
So I guess media that way, I do think it's getting dumber, just because, I mean, it's what's, no, I want to say what's in right now, but I think that you get a drastic response from people doing dangerous things.
Right.
And then you're like, and it's usually younger people. They're like, I'll survive this. I can heal up. But sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
And you pay the price, and it's for clickbait or something.
When we were kids, we were wanting to do stunts on Jackass, but we never had access to a video camera, so we stopped doing it.
Right. So, I mean, that right there kind of perpetuates the point of like, we've always been dumb. It's just we didn't have the means to be dumb and film it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's my answer. I feel like people can be stupid by nature, but I feel like it's much more acceptable now. It's like, oh, what would be funny, or what would get a lot of views? Let's go do this. And it's a dangerous act, or I just think it's much easier now for you to be like, oh, I want to go viral. I'll do something that's dangerous. And that mindset is like, you're asking for a lot of trouble. So, I mean, how do you stop that though? I mean, if the platforms put it out.
Xavier, do you agree with that as somebody who is not online?
Ooh. No, not really.
I know.
What else does he think, Cale?
I agree with Cale that I feel like humanity we're definitely learning. We're growing because we're not like doing the dumb stuff that we were doing thousands of years ago. But like,
right.
We've evolved to this new form of technology and stuff, but people are still doing the dumbest stuff ever just to get fame. And like Cale was saying, just a 60 seconds of fame, or however long the TikTok videos are. Like that guy going into people's homes. I mean, if that dude was in the United States, he would definitely be shot and killed. He's lucky he's in UK where there's no firearms. But like that kind of stuff it's insane. Like, why would you just burst into someone's home? Oh, it's going to be funny. No, it's not.
Just really quick to pull up on that. They're not even considering the other person. Say they did do that in the US, right? And you're there, you're protecting your family. You don't know why this strange person is in your house and you shoot them. The trauma that you would put on that person, or the stress going forward for their lives, besides whatever legal ramifications there are, you're not even thinking about ruining other people's lives.
Yeah. Right. Or the stress for the shooter who thinks that they're defending their home or their family.
Right. Then he's got to go through a whole. You basically
for nothing.
Yeah. You're guilty until proven innocent. I mean, you just killed somebody.
So do you really think that like the feed of like buttons and seeing those hearts and comments going off, like is that truly fueling some of these things?
100%. Yeah. It's like a monkey see, like monkey do thing. I think it's very. I don't know if the word's not inspiring, but I think some of these videos are stunts that it could inspire people to like act a certain way or the same as them, or do even
impressionable,
try to up them in a way to
top them. Take it to the next level. Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. That's the negative part. I mean,
do you think that because we're saying this from the perspective of the generation that gets to see all of this. Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, like we're growing up with the rise of the digital age, and having access to any content at any time.
Yeah.
Do you think that the generation younger than us, the Gen Zs, like, are they going to have the same thought when they see their younger generation do dumber shit? Yeah. Like, is it just a perpetual thing, like we kind of mentioned at the beginning, because people have always been really stupid?
Might be. I don't know.
Like, and I'll put it this way: like, I haven't looked at this, but I wonder how many deaths have increased in Yellowstone National Park by people trying to go into the geyser, the pools, the hot springs now versus 40, 50 years ago. Do you think they're equivalent? Do you think they're more now?
I don't know. I mean, just look at the whole Tide. Remember the Tide Pod challenge thing?
Oh,
people were getting sick for eating Tide Pods and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, most of that turned out to be elderly and children. I think the Tide Pod thing was really like a fad that wasn't truthful.
It was just like a dumb challenge, right? Like
yeah.
But dude, the consistency of those things, I could see wanting to eat it.
Oh yeah, you want a snack?
I want one. They're in the hallway right there. I'm about to. It's tempting. Yeah. I was like, that's so stupid. And then I felt one. I was like, oh, dude.
Oh. Like you were saying, Corey, like of how many deaths that could, we don't know the exact number, but that number, it's probably high, but why would you, if one person does it and you see them die, why would that inspire you to go do it yourself? Like, I guess it's the thrill. But then once you're in that moment, you're like, oh, I can't get out of this, and it's too late already. You've already committed, and your life's gone. Right. So
yeah, or like getting too close to a cliff edge so you can take a selfie.
Right.
Like, I know there's always been fences around the Grand Canyon since we were able to put up fences around the Grand Canyon, but the Grand Canyon's always been there. Do you think
people
like
hella died.
people, right, like 1,000 years ago, people who were around the Grand Canyon, where they're like, well, I want to get as close as to this edge as possible.
Sure.
There was a video I sent. I don't know. I think I sent it to Cale or my girlfriend.
Of you hanging over the edge?
No, there was a guy on a rock, and there was like these crazy waves.
Oh,
You saw that? Remember that the video? And it's basically
it's
this lifeguard. He's like this documentary, and he's talking about it just shows the video of the guy, and this big wave takes him, and you just see him in the ocean. He like disappears for a little bit and comes back up, and his friends are like screaming, and he's like, "There's a point where you just gotta say I can't go in, because like if you go in, you're gonna be trapped yourself, and you can take your life too."
Your life.
But
yeah, that must be a just gut wrenching choice.
Yeah.
Oh my!
And he just disappeared on camera, and it's like I get the thrill of doing like crazy stuff, but there's got to be like a certain point where you're like, no, this is good.
like, is this
So
worth
how much?
it, man?
How much does the incentive of the thrill outweigh the likes that you'll potentially get?
Right.
I don't think you're thinking about
That's
that.
not even guaranteed.
Yeah, like you got to wonder like how much of it is built up over time. Is it like these people that end up perishing filming their own deaths?
Yeah.
For internet fame, like how much of it was this is the very first video that I'm ever going to film, and it's going to be the most extreme thing ever that might get me killed? Or is it I'm going to start out and eventually get to that point?
Yeah. You just don't know.
Because like we were saying, we're talking about the 18-year-old in UK who's going around and doing things that still could get him very seriously hurt. Whether or not he's in the United States or firearms involved, he's doing things where people are going to react negatively.
Yeah.
But they're kind of in escalation each thing.
Well, let me ask. I'm not super familiar with it. Has he just ever gotten the shit kicked out of him? Because I will 1,000% do that if someone comes in my house, then maybe he would not do it.
I don't know that much about him. I just know that his quote unquote internet pranks have like not been pranks. It's just him like
breaking into your house, literally breaking the law.
He's doing felonies and misdemeanors.
Yeah. So
how do you even explain that to somebody? Like you break into like, oh, I'm just doing this for YouTube for the social
messing around,
like, right?
And what's best case scenario, dude? That's hilarious. Tag me. Right? Like, what's the best case scenario that comes out of this? Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Right. Yeah. I want to hire you.
I don't get it. I
don't get it.
I don't know. Maybe I don't.
Well, I'll answer. I think it's been the same. I don't know how much of it has really been influencers just like building up and getting to a detrimental point. Like I think like people have always just been dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb enough to hurt themselves and others on a dare or for fun. Like, how many times did I just get you to do shit just by saying, I dare you to do this? Or I bet you can't.
Dude, those 4 words haunt me. Eden knows that. My sister, and she will be like, I bet you can. I'll be like,
I bet you can.
Wow. Literally, there's like nothing to gain. There's literally nothing to gain. And you're like, God damn it, I'm going in. And it's like, you know that there's nothing to gain, but you're just like,
you gotta prove
I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Countless things, Corey, to answer your question. Just countless, just like part of that's you being young and impulsive. And I feel that's another thing of the cloud chasing, right? If you're already kind of young, you don't have the real ramifications of what you're doing in terms of like a grand scheme of things. And then you're impulsive. And then now it's like, hey, let's just record it, go do whatever. We'll upload it. And like, maybe it'll go crazy. That's even more incentive for you to be impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
I think, especially I can speak. I'm an impulsive person now. Well, at 16, I'll do whatever.
That's true. I've seen it.
Too many times. But I think that plays a part of it too. But then you have people of all ages doing weirdo, crazy shit. It's not just the young. It's just not just like the youth. It's just Damn, I feel old. It's not the youth.
It's not the youth's problem.
That's just awful.
I don't think
I gotta go.
I don't think it's only the person that the person that's recording is the problem. I think it could be the audience too, like egging people on, like the way that the feedback that they give back to the person that's doing all these things. That could get to their head too.
That plays a part. I believe that too.
Definitely.
Yeah, the trolls,
stuff
man.
for their...
If people can't handle it, or like I said, Corey's like, oh, I bet you can, or I dare this. And then like, if you have that on a big scale and you're like, I'll show you.
Yeah. People like live to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. When you have thousands of people egging you on to do something.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Plus
That
you
really
want
goes into
views.
a weird humanistic trait, huh?
Right.
Like you want to keep your success. If you're getting success for certain videos or certain skits or whatever you're doing, you want to keep up that success. So that's why they're encouraged by their audience or their viewers to get more views or do the next best thing or do the next crazy thing. So it does fuel them to continue. What can I do further? How can I top what I did before?
Right.
Yeah. And I think to extend that idea, like you can't just have one. You got to go for the next big thing. The next bold, like, and maybe not the next big or bold thing, but you have to consistently put out material to even be in the public's eye for a moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna be real with you, Cale. I'm gonna ask you a personal question. Have you ever created content on social media and you've gotten like the same numbers and it kind of like displeased you? Where like, what can I change differently to make to go bigger?
It was. I kind of had spoken about this the other day, but. It's definitely kind of talking about you and Corey brought this up earlier about like the likes and the thrill of that and the amount of response you get. It definitely is intoxicating. I remember when like sports weren't really a thing for COVID.
Yeah.
And they posted one of my videos on House of Highlights, which is a major thing, and it had like 465,000 likes, and I just blew up like thousands of followers like at one time, and everybody tags you, everybody does this, you get all these messages, blah, 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 a lot of them negative, but like overwhelmingly positive at the same time. So then that made me like, oh, I should film more. I should pick up, and like, this wasn't like to like potentially do that, but like I did play more. I did join more leagues. I did say, oh, what can I do to like keep this going?
Momentum.
And it was almost like a no brainer thing for me.
Gotcha.
Right.
Like blah, blah, blah. And then I realized, oh, I'm playing basketball like 4 times a week at night instead of being at home with like my family. I need to chill out. No, it definitely got to a point where like I'm really enjoying it because I enjoy basketball either way, even if I wasn't filming it. But I definitely see the thing like that almost like just snapped in my brain like, oh, what could I do more? The second you get a taste of it, it definitely made me want to step it up. So that's true. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think our next episode is going to have to be on the question of diminishing returns.
Ooh, experts.
Yeah. But with that, this episode of the Weekly Tall Talk is going to come to a close. I thank you guys so much for today. This conversation has been really fun.
Yeah,
Appreciate you guys meeting us here.
Our first live
and doing
show.
It live.
It went
Dude,
great.
that's wild.
Yeah. What a success.
That's awesome.
Very awesome.
So, Cale, if we're going to find you online, how are we going to do that, bud?
Ooh, very nice. Well, I'm on Instagram at talltailcale with an underscore in between each word. And I'm on TikTok at bearded_giant. We also have our communal TikTok at the Weekly Tall Talk. We post our like little snippets from the show. Now that we're doing live stuff, maybe you'll see us on there instead of just hearing us. So, hey, we'll look forward to that. We're working on some new projects for ourselves, kind of stepping out of the box. A couple other things we want to get involved with. We're looking into doing more sketches, kind of going down the social media rabbit hole that we just disparaged for hours. So we're in.
Plunge.
We convinced ourselves. So exactly. So look for more of that from us. We're starting new stuff and we're going to be bringing more content out. We're excited.
Definitely.
And I'm looking forward to continuing going forward.
Well, very cool. What about you, Tyler?
First and foremost, you can find me on Instagram at Tilo43. I just post stuff of my family, sometimes artwork, just random stuff. I mean, the usual.
Nice.
Yeah.
The usual.
When I'm not working my 80-hour week.
Dang.
Or your
Wink,
80-hour
wink.
day.
80-hour day.
Ooh, 80-hour day. Yeah,
I like
exactly.
That. I like that better.
Yeah.
I will occasionally stream on Twitch.
Oh,
I'll play video
whoa.
games. Yeah, it's a streaming
Twitch.
platform. You can connect with people and play video games or whatever you like.
What's it called?
Wow. Okay. What is it? And where do we go?
Twitch. And my username there is Sushi Moose.
Ah.
Sushi and the word
okay.
moose.
Sushi and the word
they
moose.
are one word, no spaces, no underscores. It's pretty simple. You
But-
can't miss it.
So,
okay.
Twitch.com, follow
Slash.
Sushi Moose.
Yes.
Ah, very nice. Yeah, that's
Nice,
close
dude.
enough. That's
Yeah.
as close as
Okay.
we've gotten.
Okay.
You guys will get it. I believe in you. And lastly, if you have any concerns, questions, opinions, even like from this episode, you want to say hi, you can email us at talltailnetwork@gmail.com and we'll reply to you as soon as we can. Yeah,
It's true. We've
Please
done
write
it
As
to
before.
soon
us.
as you can.
as soon.
ASAP.
Yeah, ASAP.
ASAP.
Right now.
And speaking of that, I did want to mention that we have our communal Instagram as well. At
nice.
the Weekly Tall Talk. We post our
Very
snippets there. We put up stories. Tyler's been absolutely crushing it with putting out the little intro videos and stuff like that. I love
you,
him,
Raph.
man. Every Tuesday I see him, I'm like, there it is. So
Thank you,
very,
thank you.
very appreciate of that work. And, we enjoy
course.
putting those out. So check us out there. Give us a follow. It gives us stuff to talk about. DM us. Hey, you might be the writer of the next episode. Who knows? So
Right.
check it out. Check it out.
Xavier, take it away.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in and listening to this and watching us our first live
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Exciting.
But yeah, people want to. We also have a Patreon too at patreon.com/the Tall Tale Network. If you want to ask us any questions there or donate to us, and then we have our YouTube channel,
Yeah.
The Weekly Tall Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, you can check
Hit
us
the
out there
bell.
too.
Hit that like button. Subscribe.
subscribe.
Comment.
Right.
Give
So-
us 5
so-
out of 10.
Exactly.
We need it.
Any
We
of
wanna
those
see it.
5 out of
donations
10.
for Patreon goes towards our first million, Xavier.
Hey.
That's true. That's true.
Oh man.
Oh, damn.
I can't wait.
need
Well, I have been Corey, and you guys have been the hosts of the Weekly Tall Talk.
As always.
And everybody listening right now has been our audience.
Hell yeah.
And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. We love you, and
Yes.
we will tall tale you later.
I'll tell you later.
Later, guys.
Later.